football, and they relied on his ability to throw. They need to get him settled into this game tonight and get him in the rhythm early.
The throw on first down. Michael James.
This is a crew out of the Big 12. They will need to get the tempo going. A big part of that is wearing LSU down throughout the game.
At the mesh point, it's James going for the first down. Can he get it? Yes.
Outside. Jeff Mayo is no longer here for the Ducks, and 2A has to be the leader on the outside.
They have to get to the 23-yard line for a first down. Thomas to try and throw for it. He is well short.
John Chavis will bring in 6 defensive backs to match up the speed with the Ducks on the perimeter.
Very dangerous for Thomas. From his end zone. Hit on the release. Incomplete.
After a great year as a freshman for the Terps. Be a good one.
Again on first down, Herbie, and a little bit high on a crossing pattern.
And they're going to go hurry up. Very important to get the tempo established here for Chip Kelly in this offense.
Mesh point. James looking for daylight and that big defensive.
You getting lined up and ready for this tempo of Darren Thomas.
They stack the front. Thomas goes down the middle. Incomplete. And they are here. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires for superior performance inspires what they roll into yours. So here we go on first down at the mesh point. It's LaMichael. And he's down to about the 40.
Forward. And when Oregon doesn't have success on 1st and 10, it's disaster for the offense.
Now on second down, wide open. The first time here tonight, he figures prominently in the Ducks' plan.
He and Josh Huff and Kenyon Barner have to be big tonight, one-on-one in the pass game.
And LaMichael for a tough first down.
But the vision that time and a quickness and acceleration got the first down by James.
James again, and nothing moving in the middle.
Without a doubt. And the linebackers also, so far, have been freed up to be able to make plays against James.
There's that inside pitch to LaMichael. He's got some daylight. Busts across for a first down.
Ingo took himself out of the play, and it allowed James to get upfield quickly for that first down.
This is the most impressive offensive drive of the night so far. And the receiver should have been faster. That was the up-tempo basketball coach. Second down and 10. That's how they signal in formations and sometimes plays. Now Barner in the game gets the carry, and he's eating.
For Kenyon Barner against LSU's defense, they just have too much speed for that.
Paulson lines up in the backfield on this big third down. They'll slide him out. Thomas to the middle, caught at the 15. Play clock inside of 10 seconds. Under pressure, tries to get it outside.
Defense, he looks like he may be coming off the edge.
Inside of 10 now, the play clock. Handing off. Power run toward the
doing with either a defensive back or an outside linebacker as they're rushing upfield. Oregon's adjustment to that has been to go underneath it with the run game.
Quick throw for that screen and incomplete. Great time to strike after a turnover. All of you know it. Fires a slant, and they get it to 2A, the receiver.
They motioned James to the left. It cleared the linebackers out and came back to 2A to the right.
Thomas keeps it in the air. Incomplete. Championship game last January. He stuck with the run throughout much of that game. Here, he's keeping the ball in the air. Incomplete. On the for Oregon. They're back in the shadow of their own goalpost here.
This is where LSU can really come after the Oregon offense.
And they do just that, just what you said. They have put him over on that center. Grassu with his first start. Play fake. Hit on the release again. Going deep. And intercepted at the 45-yard line. Just kind of hoped that his guy would come down with it. But this is LSU. You have Mo Claiborne as a corner. You have Tyrann Mathieu as a corner. And the third corner is Simon. And by the way, he's 6'3", 190 pounds. Long arms. And when they play nickel, they put him out there isolated one-on-one because of the confidence that they have. And that time, he goes up and over Josh Huff and makes the play. It's tough to get vertical against this LSU. Beautiful stadium. If you ever get a chance to see the Cowboys or one of these college games, I really guarantee you'll enjoy it. Darren Thomas hands off, and Michael James looking for the all-time record, and he's got it. I believe he's got it. He has had so far. So your all-time leading rusher. Quick strike to the outside, and that's DeAnthony Thomas second.
I think Josh Huff and DeAnthony Thomas are going to have to make a difference in the pass game for Darren Thomas. His other receivers are struggling.
Quick strike out to the flanker. Gets a blocker, and that's Barner, who was out.
Brett Matthews showed blitz. I don't know. He looks like he's going to sit back now.
Michael. Tarek Reed is the safety, motioning to Brooks that he's got help if they come in that way. But they go back to the inside, and that's short of a first down.
Blanket for Darren Thomas is David Paulson. Last year he stepped in, did a good job. Dennis Dick, or you see the quarterback trusts him, and that's big.
And they pound of our game here tonight. The season opener between the numbers 3 and 4 teams. And now from that gun, and handoff by the substitutes who came in for Lara. No, it is not. It's not in the BCS era. Second and long. Thomas got to go deep, and his receiver slipped. So it'll be third down.
Against Matthew.
Third and 11. Fires for the first down at the 35.
Using his hands that time to secure the football.
14 yards on that third and 11. Firing again on first down, and a diving reception at the
second corners. DeAnthony Thomas is a running back, and he's lined up in a slot to the left. Kenyon Barner's a running back. He's a slot to the right.
Trying to use both of them. Good protection. Another first down to the 20.
The football.
And Grassu is holding up in his first start as a center. He identifies the Mike linebacker. Quick strike to the outside. 2-A. Across the 20 and still going. And he is at the 15.
All over the place, and he's able to hold on to the football.
Up tempo when they get down into that red zone. Throwing 2-A short of the end zone. There is a penalty flag. There is a Thomas with the play call. Plenty of time. The play clock. Going to run the draw play. And this is Michael James. And he crosses the
lines between on the perimeter quickly and then upfield also quickly with LaMichael James.
Let's see who Thomas looks for here. Under fire. 15. Darren Thomas on the move to the left. It's complete to the... Second down, end zone too high, incomplete. Double coverage down there.
Ball here himself as well.
LaMichael James picks his way, but now be about a 37-yard field goal if they don't gain anything here for Beard for the tie. Third and long. Thomas fires middle. And it is penalty flag.
They get inside the 5-yard line. They pay so much attention to the backfield, and LaMichael James, sometimes it can open up seams.
LaMichael, touchdown, Oregon leads.
The check to the left. They've got a bubble off to the left, and a good job that time by the line picking up the stunt, and there's a nice big void on that left side where they were able to make the check.
Like the NASCAR fellas, first down and 10. Final 40 seconds, and Chip Kelly not going to get crazy here.
He felt, as a coordinator in Baton Rouge, he finally had some defensive ends, SEC defensive ends, and he's got them back this year.
Michael picks his way. And let me check that. That was one. Michael James will open up the second half. Remember, he was a little bit shaken up at the end of the first half. He's in there. There's the mesh point. He's got the first carry, and Logan is back on field, help stuff that.
Goes out.
And Clanton will replace him. So 3 very green offensive linemen. Barner will be the running back, and this is going to be third.
Of LaMichael James.
Danger here. LSU will try to tee him up. He gets it off incomplete.
Backs are cramping with James and Barner. It's interesting. Let's see how he can do. He's been playing receiver. Now he's lined up in the backfield.
Gets his first carry from scrimmage and moved the pile pretty well out to the
beat him potentially like Nevada did last year, but they're going to be favored in every game that they play the rest of the way.
2nd and 5, and there's that inside handoff. Short.
Les Miles' formula to victory. It's field position, it's defense, it's special teams. This is a big 3rd down for Oregon for field position.
Fumble, LSU football. Picked up by Eric Reed in the air. And Reed's at the 21.
Chip Kelly's got to get him back up. Watch 99 off to the left. He gets a hand in there on the football, and Reed shows some pretty good athletic ability, catches it in midair, and makes the return. But LSU, this is the way they work. They force you into deep territory. They get a short field for their offense, and they either get a field goal here or they come up with a touchdown. But this is how Les Miles operates.
Learning how important it is to work in the... DeAnthony Thomas and Mitchell are back deep. And this one was Thomas trying to get him some space, and he fumbles it again. LSU jumps on it.
Michael James really starting to catch up to Oregon. Watch 6 come in from behind right there and knock the ball loose.
The defensive front for Oregon better get ready. LSU's got a 10-point lead, and this is a perfect setup to go working on the clock from the power I and see if you're up.
Chance at a trip to the national championship.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. From the gun, incomplete, 2nd and... Thomas is deflected. 3rd down and...
They like to call this play on 3rd and 10.
Mercy. Here they come. 99 in on him and incomplete. Sam.
An efficient victory for Stanford.
Darren Thomas and Matthew.
You're not going to see Matthew drop very many of those.
2nd down and 10 for the beleaguered Ducks. Coming in underneath on that throw to Jock. See what they come up with here on 3rd and 7. Dove back.
Against the 3 receivers. A lot of times the speed option could be good here for Oregon.
Could be very trying to fight back here. They scored in bunches last year. Deep. Incomplete. Turned his receiver.
Against Sam Montgomery and the rest of the defensive linemen from LSU. Jumped a little early there.
2nd and 15, in trouble. But he drops it off to LaMichael James. And James will do the rest. Thomas. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
With their coverage there.
DeAnthony Thomas back on the field for the Ducks on this 2nd down. Drops in underneath. And 2 and a.
She has certainly done that.
3rd down and 4. Thomas going to scramble out and pick up the 1st down and get out of bounds to the linebackers. Funnel them through. His linebackers are always excellent tacklers. 1st down and 10. Thomas comes in underneath, and there's DeAnthony Thomas dances free. And DeAnthony that they're trying to fill here tonight. Rolling to the right. And close.
Down by 20 points. I think a lot of people wondering where's this urgency been from Darren Thomas and the Ducks.
DeAnthony danced a little bit and then kept going, and it's a work in progress with the rest of that offensive line here tonight for Oregon. So the Ducks now with a 1st and goal. Chance to score. Fake the end around. Darren throws for it. Got it. Touchdown, Oregon.
Would get most of the attention, but here he comes in motion, and just a little bit of a play fake, enough misdirection, and then you roll out the other way, and it's a levels route. There's a guy short, a guy midway, and a guy downfield to the back of the end zone, and of course he finds his man for the they've got a shot here. This could be an interesting drive. See if they can score quick.
Need to avoid the silly penalties. 11 for 90 yards here tonight. On 1st down, Darren Thomas, incomplete. Was a little bit short of.
He was the playmaker, one of the key playmakers, even though Patrick Peterson got most of the attention last year.
2nd down and 10. Now it is suddenly played well. Matthew has played nickel like he is right now. Claiborne on the other corner. They're coming back, and they're still well short of that 1st down. So he's going for it.
2-8 at the top, maybe on a crossing route. They had some success with that.
Incomplete. LSU.
Day when you never heard of Dancing with the Stars.
You touted me on it.
You're keeping me informed. You're keeping me dialed in.
I never missed it when Aaron Andrews was on. We watched every week, my wife and I. Incomplete. Yeah. She did a great job with the United States soccer team this summer. Finally lost the championship, but what a great performance. Darren Thomas here as the final 2.5 minutes coming up.
The freshman Thomas, Barner, Josh Huff, and LaMichael James all on the field together, but with the cramping in the 3rd quarter, they had to get away from that, and that's when LSU really started to take the game. You know, they're out of the Pac-12, no big deal. And you can see the end of the year is where it's going to get tough for them if they're going to try to make a run and get to a BCS bowl game.
Hats off to LaMichael James. You know, tough night. Not taking the rest of it off. Had some cramps. Came back. Returned punts. Broke the career rushing record. And that's stats tonight. 54 yards. And a touchdown. So both Auburn and now LSU, they have shut him down at the line of scrimmage. Haven't they, Herbert?
Yes.
Here he is catching the pass in the middle of the field. Good receiver. Down to the 40.
Last year.
Exactly.
But you're going to have to try to commit to the line of scrimmage in the running game and take your chances with Darren Thomas in the passing attack. And it's not as if the Pac-12 hasn't and started to get it going, but they're not going to play another defense close to what they faced tonight.
They did not. The Ducks now we're talking about it. But let's watch Darren here on this 2nd down. Is he going to pick it up? Yes, he is. This could be another 1st down. The clock will stop and nifty little run. I just can't tell you how much I admire. He's the offensive coordinator and then struck with Parkinson's disease. And so now he's the quarterback coach. Young man from Missoula, Montana. And he has worked with Jarrett Lee. And it's just great. Did a good job up there tonight.
Yeah, they did. And Steve has done so much, you're right, for Jarrett Lee and George Jefferson. But Stud called plays when he was at Bowling Green after Urban Meyer left to go to Utah.
So it's a 1st down and goal. So the Ducks trying to get another touchdown here in the final 22 seconds of the ball game. And it's the freshman's 1st touchdown. DeAnthony Thomas.